Hello, welcome to You Haven't Blanked That. I'm Forrest.
And this is Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy, your dog farted.
Did he? Good. How's it going?
I mean, hey, Jimmy. Well, this week, we are watching Do the Right Thing. Or we watched Do the Right Thing.
That we did.
From Spike Lee.
Ooh, I watched a different movie. Just kidding.
Jimmy, do you have a description of Do the Right Thing?
You know, when you first said this movie, I thought like the right stuff.
Did you think?
And I was like, I think we saw this, but yeah, fucking I'll watch it again. So I watched that. And then
So you watched The Right Stuff?
Yeah.
That's like a completely different movie.
But this one is about Salvatore. Sal is the Italian owner of a pizzeria in Brooklyn. A neighborhood local, bugging out, becomes upset when he sees that the Pizzeria Wall of Fame exhibits only Italian actors. Bugging out believes the pizzeria in a black neighborhood should showcase black actors, but Sal disagrees. The wall becomes a symbol of racism and hate to Bugging Out and to other people in the neighborhood. And tensions rise.
First off,
July 21st, 1989, the day after my birthday.
Oh, hey. It is. Hey, did you realize who Bugging Out was?
No.
It's
Samuel Jackson?
No.
Yeah, it was so weird.
No, Samuel Jackson's...
He's in it.
Is Senior Love Daddy. No. It's Giancarlo Esposito.
Oh, it is! Holy shit, it is!
Yeah.
Wow, did not see that.
That one blew me away when I figured all that out.
Yeah.
He keeps wanting to be Professor X.
He was trying hard.
He is trying hard to be
Even before Comic-Con, he was somewhere else, and he was just...
I want him to be Magneto, though. I want Denzel to be...
Why do you want... Oh, Denzel would be a great Professor X.
I want Denzel's Professor X. I want him as Magneto.
That would be so good. Yeah. Well, what universe would you call that?
No, that's what I want in the MCU. That's what I want as the MCU. Okay. Professor X and
not in the
This isn't 1940s baseball, Jimmy. What are you getting at?
Like none of like the minor universes.
This isn't.
You wanted as the 616.
This is not 1940s.
I don't care
baseball.
If they're black. But no, that's cool.
This isn't 1940s baseball, Jimmy. I don't know what we're doing.
I don't know. I picture the 616 as an Italian universe. And this wall needs to feature Italian New Yorkers.
I don't know if you saw it. This is actually Rosie Perez's first movie.
I did not know that. I knew this was one of her first ones.
But it was her first.
I didn't know it was her first ones. And she's the one who starts off this film with a great...
that dancing?
Dancing. Punch, punch, punch. Punch, punch, punch. Overall, what I think of this film...
I like this movie a lot, dude.
I thought it was...
Really?
It had some cool moments, but to me it felt very very stagey. That's and I'm not like the fact that it's like
the second or third movie that he made too.
Yeah, but I like it. I like that there's no clear like villain and no clear like protagonist.
Yeah.
Like But what's dope too is like
everybody's the hero. Honestly, everybody is the hero in their own story. And
then everybody you get the other side of their character like throughout this whole thing.
You get their I'm gonna say adversary. I'm not gonna say villain, but I'll say adversary.
Because even with like Sal, like how he talks about like his son's such a racist, but then like, he talks about like, dude, like, you know, it's like, what do I care, blah blah blah. Like, I love these people. Like, I feed them. I grew up with them. I feed them. I nourish them. I love them so much. And you see it when he says it. Yeah. He means it, and he does mean it. But it's just like you see the flip of the coin too. For when they come in, they see that harshness of it, but they don't see like what he does too. And then like, it was cool. Like I do like this movie. The staginess is a kind of like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, but you can say that about Clerks.
Also, Clerks does have that very staginess to it too.
Yeah.
But like this one, like I feel like they did such a good job, like showing you the neighborhood. The neighborhood was such a great.
It's stagey, but it's organic stagey.
Yeah, because even when like, you do the long shots, like when you see them in the neighborhood and you see like characters, pop in and pop out, none of it looks like it's staged. Where like, oh, I am supposed to cross here and then turn around and say something, whatever. Everything seemed very organic in those moments, which is super hard to like make it look not staged. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then you get other moments where like you break the fourth wall, which is fine, and like a little racy when you break that fourth wall, like halfway through that movie. Which but part? It's that when they start dropping the slurs like directly at the camera, and then I felt attacked. I'm like, sir, excuse me, I'm not Korean, but no, dude, like it shows. I don't know. I kind of wanted it to be more of a like a more real take on things rather than like stagey moments.
It's too monologue-y for you.
Yes, a little bit.
Cause I like Bill Nunn. I like Radio Raheem in this. Like Radio Raheem. Yeah. Now here's something I read. This is very like kind of hot, cat on a hot tin roof type of like the tensions like slowly builds. I'll give you that. Yeah.
To this like critical thing, and then plus both movies deal with like a heat wave too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But interesting thing what I found out about this movie is that Spike Lee decided like he wanted to demonstrate this like sense of like oppressing heat.
Oh yeah, it's based off of a Twilight Zone episode.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Kind of. It's kind of you're talking about how the heat intenses people's personality and however it is, like if you're going to be shittier.
Yeah, well, I figured that's what he was saying.
That's like, based on a Twilight Zone episode.
But what also was interesting about this movie, like, because I'm a man of color, and so, but I don't see colors in people. But this one, he purposely deprived a lot of greens and blues in this movie, and he used a lot of warm colors like reds and yellows to like give you that sense of that oppressing heat when you watch the thing, because like you don't see that many greens, blues, any of those hues in this movie. You see a couple blues when he's that one guy's wearing that old Dodger jersey with the 42.
Yeah,
but like that's about it. You don't see it much. But then also when he was filming certain scenes, he had a heat lamp above the camera, so it gave you that hazy shimmer that comes with the heat on certain shots, which I was like, dang, because like I noticed it, like, dude, like you can see the heat waves. I'm like, how do they fucking do it? And then I read later on that he purposely put those heat lamps on top to give you that thing. But like I like how they did it too, because they slowly started like talking about how it's gonna be a hot day, it's gonna be a scorcher, and then like you see it go on, and like you see it kind of like by the mid-afternoon, that's when like you have that all those guys sitting in that corner with that giant red brick wall behind them. Like you start
the guy that's baby's kids.
Yeah. And then so you see it, and like it's just the
I can't think of his name right now, but
the color waves on this is amazing, because it starts off like yellow like the morning, and it gets orangey, and then it just gets red, and then everything just builds up to that moment in the pizzeria.
What did you
But at the same time though, it's like the guy with the boombox,
Radio Raheem.
Yeah, it's first off, who the fuck are you to bring a fucking boombox
everywhere
into a fucking store, blare it as like everyone's eating and whatever?
Hey, he's Radio Raheem.
That ghetto blaster needed to stay outside. Not the person, but the radio itself. How dare you? Don't look at me like that, Forrest.
I don't know if I'm just projecting my own shit on things. Did you think Radio Raheem was autistic?
I did. That's why I think
because Lisa watched the second.
How offensive was the? What was it? I wouldn't say he had Down syndrome, but
Oh wait, Lisa thought the other guy was autistic. The guy with I can't think of his name. With the pictures?
Yeah.
Lisa thought he goes, I think he's autistic. I don't think Radio Raheem is, and I'm like, no. This time around, I read Radio Raheem as autistic.
No, I thought there two of them were, and then
I thought
with the stutter.
I just thought he had a stutter. I didn't think he was autistic, but I read Radio Raheem, like 100% read because that's the thing. Like you want that. Sometimes you want that sound. Like that's the thing that
that's
you want.
That's his comfort. Yeah,
that's his comfort thing. Yeah. And like he freaked out. Like, as soon as the batteries ran out, he needed to go get batteries. Like right then.
And then he got super bitchy with the. You speak English?
Yeah.
20 D batteries.
Yeah, and he needed them like that moment.
What's the date? Marcho. What's Marcho? Oh, you mean March, bitch? My favorite character in this whole thing. Who's your favorite character? Not Moochie.
Mookie. I think Radio Raheem, dude. I like Radio Raheem.
Did you? I like the old man.
Oh,
when he starts bitching about his especially when he's bitching about his beer. Where's the Miller High Life?
Yeah,
you can't change a man's beer. Drinking this Miller Light shit. Yeah, I loved it.
But no, I like this movie a lot. I watched it for the first time a few years back.
Not a fan of any character on their own, but a fan of the community. Because even then, you could see, like, everyone was on edge. You know what I mean? It just needed, like, a good little push to just set them right over. And then, like, I like how the cops were like, oh, my favorite part of the movie was the Italian guy in the car.
Where they don't get any water in my car.
All right, go. Well, don't you fucking do it. All right. And then the cop comes out, hey, I'll shut this place down. Don't make me come back here. And obviously, that's a man of his word, because you did not want him to come back there that night, because he was not about it.
He was not about it. So I mean, all this stuff is happening throughout the day. So they wanted to put black people pictures on the wall in there, and the whole time he's just like, no.
What do you think?
If he loved the people so much, he could have been like, oh yeah, go and throw one up there, pin one up. Yeah. I mean, he does at the end. What's his face does at the end?
He doesn't.
No. The guy does it at the end. Not Danny Aiello.
Yeah, not Sal.
Not Sal.
But like, I don't know. To me, it's like it's an Italian restaurant. It's his restaurant. Whatever. You know what I mean?
But he makes this big old appeal to his son.
Unless you have a black weird. Italian. By all means, slap it on the wall.
But it's so weird because like he makes that big appeal to his son. Like there's that.
Dude,
big...
did you think the brothers were gay?
No.
I thought they were lovers at one point. I'm like, this took a fucking weird turn. When like he was like he grabbed his brother and he was like, hey, and like they're like hugging out. I'm like, are they making out? What's going on? And then like he grabs his shirt, but the actor was like, someone in his like moment that he kind of half ripped his brother's shirt. I'm like, it's just gonna look like you guys were fucking back here. You know what I mean? It was weird.
The other thing I noticed is that both of this and Boys in the Hood both mention comics. They have parts where they specifically talk about comics. Did you pick up on that?
No.
They talk about comics in both movies.
Oh, comic books.
Yeah, comic books. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
I didn't expect that out of either of them. Because John Singleton, I wouldn't have. Well, so they start boycotting Sal's.
One guy tries to.
And then Radio Raheem goes along
tries to spearhead it.
Fucking out does, and then
but Radio's like fucking like Spartacus, but he's the only one. And then like they kind of go out and do their thing. But I like how like there's these flare-ups of like these like, oh, this is whatever. And I was trying to figure out what, because you knew when they said it was a hot day, and they like, and you kind of knew like, okay, something's gonna build up to like one of these incidents is gonna blow up, and it's gonna be that's.
What did you think it was gonna be? Did you think?
I didn't know, but I didn't think the fucking picture was gonna be it at all. I thought that was a red herring to the story. I'm like, okay, cool, but I honestly thought the attack was gonna come to like all non-black businesses. Well, technically all businesses, because none of them were. But like, it was one of those where it's like, okay, cool, and then like, what'd you think of Sister Mother?
She's like the mother hen of the neighborhood, essentially.
Which is a weird name too. Like I felt like everybody had these like weird nicknames.
That's what neighborhoods do, though. There's people who have those nicknames. It's like saying old man, fucking shotgun who owns the house. Who will allegedly shoot you if you step on his grass. It's just it's just a different context.
Clint Eastwood.
No.
Yeah, I guess. But
that's all it is. It's just,
Yeah.
Radio Raheem. He's got a fucking radio the whole time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sister Mother. She's your fucking mother hen of the neighborhood.
Yeah, you're right.
The mayor. He's the old man that's gonna wax poetic about everything.
You know who I thought was gonna fucking be the fucking catalyst or the catalyst to the whole thing was the old drunk.
You thought the mayor was?
Yeah, because when he was like, because like there was a couple moments where like he was like the focal point with the water thing, and the cop goes up to him and is like, hey, like who was like so and so, and it's like, oh, it was Joe Ho, or Joe Who, like whatever, and like the cops trying to ask him like, are they brothers? He goes, yeah, they're brothers. That whole like whatever scene. There was that, and I'm like, okay, cool, like he's the go-to guy, I guess, to talk to, and then it was the scene where he was talking about how hard it is to be like listening to children cry and starve to death and like not be able to like do anything about it, and then like the kids yelling at him like he was like, I'd go get a job, I wouldn't sit there and just listen to whatever, and then like it just bringing him down, and then it was also him saving that kid's life by running across the street from getting hit, and like I thought that's where the story was gonna take off, because when he knocks the kid over and everybody's like, how dare you. Because everybody said they don't believe him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you figured, oh, this is it. This is what it's going to... He tried to save that kid. Something's going to happen with him and it's going to set the whole neighborhood on fire. But, like, it turns out it wasn't that. It was the Italians. Or the Sicilians?
Well, there's only a few there in that neighborhood.
Oh, I thought you were talking about, like, the...
Italians and the Sicilians?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From,
Oh, God, are you talking about the True Romance thing?
Yeah, thank you. I couldn't think of the movie.
What were your thoughts at the end of the movie, though, when Mookie goes to talk to him the next day to get paid?
So, obviously, like...
Oh, that shit goes down, so...
Yeah.
So let's skip over a few things. So, it escalates in there when they're trying to get the picture on there, and they riot...
Well, because it's the end of the night... What's-his-face wanted money because he needed the money earlier, and then they told him later on, I'll pay tonight. And then they were about to close out, and he was about to get paid, and everything was all set. But the kindness of Sal, where he sees kids wanting to get food, he wants to feed them. Like he made it perfectly clear that it's like, let them in. They love my pizza. Like let's feed them, and then we'll like whatever.
We'll
and then they come in like assholes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Obviously, they've been drinking or whatever. It doesn't matter. Sal's cool with them. Doesn't tell them to keep it down. It's kind of whatever. And then Radio fucking Raheem comes in with his things, and that's what escalated the whole thing. But it's the music. I mean, you go in there blaring your music to the point where, like, he's already told you before, turn it off. He didn't say turn it off. He says turn it down. And then, like, he just blares it up, and it just leads into this big old fight about everything. And everybody's just kind of, like, already on edge. And then, like, that's when that whole fight happens outside.
Well, he smashes his radio. And Radio Raheem goes after him.
Yeah. And then, like...
and that's where I was like, oh, yeah, if you do that to an autistic person...
Yeah, they're going
to flip out.
Yeah, and then the cops come in, and they choke him out. And then the cops were like, ooh, we didn't do this. And they fucking skedaddle super quick.
Oh, no, they throw him in the back of the car. They throw him in the car. They did.
Yeah. And then so like they fucking take off, and then that's when the whole thing. What do you think? Why he threw the trash can?
Why?
Yeah.
Why do you think Mookie threw the trash can?
Yeah, because like I heard a thing about Spike Lee talking about it.
Okay.
But I want to know what you think. About it.
I think it was like a heat of the moment thing, but in his brain I'm sure he's thinking, look, I've tried peaceful, because he's always talking about Martin Luther King and how he's peaceful and that's how you should get things done, but angry gets shit done too.
Yeah.
Like Malcolm X. So I think he, because he doesn't throw it until after Radio Raheem is choked out, right? Yeah. So like, I think that was the catalyst for that. Is like he he didn't need to get killed.
Because, like, I guess Spike Lee mentioned, because I was, like, looking up random stuff about the movie.
Yeah.
And Spike Lee was talking about how only white people bring up the fact that, like, why did he throw the trash can?
Okay, what do you mean?
And then he was saying, like, you know, white people try to, like, justify the trash can. Because you see him working at the pizzeria. He's constantly...
like, busting his ass for him.
Busting his ass, but also put in a position where he has to make a choice between, like, the neighborhood blacks and the restaurant.
Yeah.
Or the Italians. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And he's always, like, his boss is always telling him to back the Italians or, like, take the side of their side rather than, like, the black neighborhood. And it's constantly, like, this back and forth, and all that anguish kind of builds up.
And so he just kind of...
So, a lot of, like, Spike Lee said that, like, a lot of white people are the only people that question why he threw the trash can, and it's... They said
it. I'm like, oh no, I get.
Yeah. So, but like what he was saying is like, Spike Lee is saying that white people were saying that by him throwing the trash can, he was trying to defuse the crowd and make it be like, okay, like this is what's going on.
I don't think he was trying to invoke, but I don't think he was trying to diffuse.
Yeah, because like even Spike Lee even said like, no, the reason he threw that fucking trash can is because his friend died. He's in no position to whatever the cops are doing to do the thing, and everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
But no one is giving a shit, and no one's like, you know, whatever. There's nothing he could do. It was just out of pure just hate that he was just like, fuck the situation, and that's like
that's
which makes sense to me. Like, 'cause that's how I took it too. But it was just interesting because like when he said like only white people bring up the why he threw the trash can, I'm like, that's such a weird like statement to say.
I've not done a lot of research on this. I mean, outside of what we did for the podcast.
Yeah.
I want to get more into his filmography.
Yeah.
Because I've seen a few. I liked. Did you see The Inside Man?
No.
That's an interesting one.
I've never been a big fan of Spike Lee, only for the sheer fact that like of interviews I saw younger or how people talked about him. That just like I was like, you know what? I don't need this. I don't need that anger. I don't need all that hostility. I don't want to see.
I think it's
him just being like, this is right, this is wrong, blah blah blah. Like, but after watching this movie, it's like the interpretation is completely open.
Yeah,
you know,
and
there's no answer of who did the right thing or who didn't do the right thing. It's not even there. But it leaves it very open that at least now you can have a discussion about what's going on. You know what I mean? And there's no villain in the story. There's not like, oh, they're the
It's
bad
very,
guys. Princess Mononoke.
There we go. I was gonna say, it's very Princess Mononoke, like that way.
Yeah, which I love. Like, I saw, like, I like this movie for how it kind of brings things in. The monologue-y, like, stuff in it kind of pulls me out a bit. That I'm like, oh, okay. Not the staginess, because I do like stage
You know, it's one of those
movies.
things I feel like you could, if they, I don't think he would do that, because I don't think he's that type of person to kind of, like, cash in. But you could stage play this without a problem.
Oh, yeah, very much so. Very much so.
Like, if someone for the hell of it just adapted it, you can stage play adapt this.
Oh, it's so easy.
Problem.
So easy. But yeah, like, overall, like, I thought it was... This is actually based on a true event that Spike Lee saw when he was in New York when he was younger. Where, it was the same thing with the pizzeria, and it was like, a murder happened, and it was just like... And Spike Lee just wanted to capture that feeling, that moment, that whole, like... essence of like that, and I think he did a good job with it because the thing is like, I like everybody in the community. I also don't like a lot of them in the community. But the same characters, it's just like you can see like both sides. They're very 3-dimensional, and like you see the ugliness to people as well as like the potential greatness of people. You know what I mean? But like, I great movie, but it's like
it's
one of those where I feel like you need to watch it a few more times to be like...
I was I'm like, oh yeah, we're watching, these are the movies we're watching. I'm like, oh, we watched Poison Lady. He's like, oh, that's okay. And I don't know if he's ever seen Do the Right Thing, because he doesn't like Spike Lee. Like, that's where I kind of got my bias.
Yeah, because I've always had it. This is the first movie where it's like, maybe I've been wrong.
Oh, I saw when I saw this first time, I was like, immediately like, oh, I'm wrong. I'm 100% wrong.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
Because the only other movie I saw was The Inside Man. Uh-huh. And that's like a heist movie.
Okay.
With it's upon looking back at it now, I made fun of it because I kind of made fun of everything at the time.
Spike Lee always reminded me of a Magneto.
Explain.
Like, I never saw his movies. I was too young to watch them when they first came out.
When he was...
Yeah.
Fucking
but, like,
Spike
it was...
Lee. I mean, he's so Spike Lee, but...
When you see him, he was very, like...
polarizing.
And very much, like... He came across very just...
A matter of fact.
Very rash, very just kind of like... This is what it is. If you don't get it, you're fucking wrong. And statements like... only white people say this. It's like... all right, bud. Like, I'm sure...
Yeah, but you know what?
What?
As I've gotten older, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
As I've gotten older, he's not wrong.
But it's one of those where it's like... People that are that so... strict on, like, their views and, like, they won't budge. Like, it's kind of like... It's very just...
No, I got you. I mean, here's the other
That's why I was like, you know what? I don't need... Like, if you can't even say, yeah, there's wiggle room or, like, there's, like, a gray area to everything, like... I can't relate to you.
I've been trying to sell my dad to watch Get Out. My dad won't.
That's a great movie.
He won't watch it because Jordan Peele at one point said, "I don't have white main characters because I can't write white main characters," and I'm like,
interesting, but okay.
Oh, no, he has them as supporting characters. Like, there's the. Did you see Us?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the white family that was like the supporting characters and everything, but he had said something along the lines of that. That he writes, his main characters are always of color because he can't, and I'm all like, I got mad about that, and I'm all like, I can't write black characters.
Yeah.
I look at him, I'm like, I can't write black characters very well.
Yeah.
I'm an okay writer, I'm not the best writer, but I can't write black characters very well.
Yeah.
So, what's the problem? I'm like, that's fine. It doesn't make his movies bad. I haven't seen Nope yet. I want to see Nope really bad. I like it. Cause
I heard it's not as good. Yeah, from what I heard, it's just his attempt of writing a horror film.
Well, they are all horror films.
Yeah, but this one was just like a commercially wide, like, horror film. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not. But
I've got people who said that they really liked it too, though.
Yeah.
I like,
to me, it looks interesting. I want to see it, but
I like it because he doesn't tell you much going in. I've been trying to get Lisa to watch Get Out, but it's not on anything right now that I have.
Oh, I forgot to mention, or it has nothing to do with this. I saw the Elvis movie.
Oh, we should have fucking talked about it. I haven't seen that yet. How was that?
Good.
You liked it?
It's good.
I've got people. My
I fucking hate Tom Hanks so much right now.
Why, is he that good of a Colonel Parker?
Oh, you fucking hate him. Oh, it's so good.
There's another movie, actually. Did you ever see the...
Oh, sorry. Just before going on. I always grew up with the story of Elvis being high on drugs, pulling out a gun, shooting a TV.
Okay, how did they change it for the movie?
So, right, that's always been a thing, right? Because
I
talked to Elvis fans, and, like, none of them know that story. I'm like... How do you not know that story? That's my favorite story. And then you referenced it on The Simpsons too. But that's not how I know that story. I know it because, like, my sister's a huge fan, and it's.
Did you go with your sister to see that movie?
No, work. We went for my birthday. We took the afternoon off and we went to go see Elvis.
Oh, so they'll let you take a day off for your birthday, but not for a funeral. So yeah, I've been trying to sell these movies to my pops. Just to watch. I'm like, Dad's like, I don't want to watch Get Out. And I'm like, dude, Get Out is one of the best fucking movies I've seen in the last 5 years.
Everything about that movie is amazing. Even, like, the part where, like, he, like, picks the chair to grab, like, the cotton, like, to put it in his ears. Like, I mean, that's brilliant. Like, the whole story, even the whole, like, everything about that story is amazing. It's the levels on it is so intense, and they carry it so fucking well.
Well, he's also, but he said that thing about the whole, like, I don't write white people as my main characters.
Yeah.
And then he also, I'm like, Dad, he also said that he doesn't trust white liberals either.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
He's like, you shouldn't trust white liberals at all.
Yeah.
Because they're all about just moving the cause forward and not. So we ask a question each week?
Oh, I already know who it is.
Okay.
I already know who it is. Corey Feldman.
Yes.
Where would he fit?
Where would Corey Feldman...
Do you want to hear mine? Or what's yours? Or do you want me to go first?
Okay. Only because you can't take John Turturro out of the movie, I want him to be the other brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the guy that's in the Mario Brothers movie. Get that guy the fuck out and put Corey Feldman in there.
That's cool. I like that. I like that a lot too, because he's in there enough that you get a glimpse of him, but he doesn't like kind of overpower.
But he would want to moonwalk, and all these people would be like, "Hey, he's pretty cool."
When I say mine, it breaks my heart to get rid of this character or this actor.
Okay.
But I feel like, fuck yes, he would be so good. Samuel L. Jackson, the radio DJ.
We're good.
No, are you kidding me? That'd be so good.
No, it would not be.
Because he's in there and he's like doing the radio thing, and like his voice would be just like nails on the chalkboard, which would make the movie even better because it's already a hot day. Everyone's irritated. You're hearing like Corey just screech into the microphone, like telling everybody to chill out. Like,
Side note. I listened to the Stevo podcast. You listen to the Stevo podcast? It's really good.
Actually, I have listened to a couple episodes. I know one or
Corey's on it.
Shut up! Oh, okay, cool. I know what I'm listening to tomorrow.
It's the Stevo podcast. Stevo's got his shit together, dude.
Yeah.
Like he did a lot of work on himself and like 100% got his shit together because he's the one this week is him talking to Bam.
Oh no.
But it's from like a few months back, and so things happened in between, and you're just like, oh,
Bam's a fucking whack job though.
Yeah, always has been. But like you're listening, when you listen to this, you're like, why is Stevo the voice of reason?
Yeah, because Bam, like even when he had his show, I'm like, this guy is completely not okay. Like he's not okay. No. You could see him spiraling. That show made it even so much worse for him. But like. It was MTV was the one who paid it, right? They didn't give a shit about anybody. They were just like, we're getting ratings. Here's keep doing.
Yeah, but that's what you want when you're making a show.
Yeah,
if you're making a show, like it's one of those double-edged swords. No, I'm gonna give it a double-edged sword. I'm not gonna say.
It's
a double-edged sword because you want no involvement at all from the fucking higher ups, especially around that time. Like in that time, like I got in a fucking argument online about Sandman with somebody, talking about how. He was talking about how they snuck a lot of things in on that Sandman, and I was like, well, those were they didn't sneak anything in. Those were all there on the comic. They're on the page.
Yeah.
Well, corporations are just exploiting that, and that's on the page of the comic book that he wrote 30 fucking years ago.
What example are you talking about? Or is it
gonna just like all this shit? Because there's trans people on this show.
Oh, yeah.
And there's gay and there's people all over it, and just the way the comic is and how it's for everybody.
Yeah,
that's what I love about the comic book. It's for everybody.
That comic alone is amazing because like when it was out, everybody was buying it.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like your standard nerds or your something.
Well, he said he was talking about it in some interviews this week because he did a lot of interviews like leading up to Sandman.
Oh.
So he was talking about how first it was men that were just buying it because they were the comic fans.
Yeah.
But then eventually he talked about how it was sexually transmitted. His big thing about Sandman was that his girlfriends would read it. And then they would take it, or they would buy it for their friends, and they would buy it for their next. So that relationship would end, and they would start buying it for that relationship, and that one, and it was sexually transmitted, or they would take it, or they would buy it, and that's how it got big. So he says it would. He's like by year 2 or 3, there's a good mix of men and women, both coming to get their book signed.
Oh yeah. I think he mentioned that in one of his...
He's mentioned it before.
Yeah.
He's just kind of doing the rounds right now, so and it's related to what he's doing.
Yeah.
But, so he's going on about it, and then he's going on about then he goes, even when they tried to make Superman bi, and I'm all, Tom Taylor's bi, he wrote that he got the okay, they talk about this shit months in advance.
Yeah.
Well, they made the announcement on National Coming Out Day. And I'm all like, okay, I'm all creatives and corporate are 2 completely different fucking divisions.
Yeah.
Creatives are going to do their work. Corporate's going to market. Corporate and marketing is going to do what they're going to do.
Yeah, they know exactly.
He's like, I don't think they care about anything. I'm like, you're thinking of 20 years ago. Like 20 years ago, a lot of them didn't give a shit. There's a lot more. It's a little more mixed now, creative and corporate wise.
Yeah.
Higher up.
Jim Lee is the fucking person who makes all those decisions.
Yeah.
Jim fucking Lee.
Yeah.
You're gonna tell me Jim fucking Lee's it doesn't care about his readers or their orientations, or he's a man of a different race who's been in the comic industry for decades. Fucking ever.
Yeah.
And you're gonna...
Shit, yeah, no, for a long fucking time now.
Yeah, I mean, that X-Men came out in 91, bud.
He was still working as a penciler way before that.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. I know. That X-Men #1 was 91, 92, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Shit, that was so long ago.
Yeah, so I'm like, dude, you're not... It was fucking ridiculous.
Right now, like, people are freaking the fuck out about gay Spider-Man.
Did you hear about this one? No.
So...
Was it the pink Spider-Man?
I think
it was pink, wasn't he?
No. Oh, this is there's a new character. He's gay Spider-Man.
Uh-huh.
But he's not the main universe Spider-Man.
Yeah,
he's just a multiverse Spider-Man.
That likes dick. It's cool.
Yeah, and his character designs are very like tight.
Hold on. Like with all these Spider-Mans, you didn't think one of them was gonna like dick?
Yeah, right. I mean, you got girl Spider-Man, you got pig Spider-Man, you got like
Spider-Pig, you got punk rock Spider-Man, you got Chinese robot anime Spider-Man. There's not one of those Spider-Mans that you're gonna come out. There's not
gonna be a cocksucker Spider-Man in the butt in the batch. Fuck off.
Exactly. It's like really.
But his costume is black and gold.
Oh, yes, that's what it was.
Yeah, and then his pose is very like a little too feminine. Yeah, if you're gonna like, unless whatever. But I feel like the pose was very like, hey, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, regardless of that, I'm happy that they have a new one. The costume, like, I would like to see that character like in action.
Here's the thing. Okay, and that was the other part of that thing about the game.
Unless his like webbing comes out as rainbow, I might that's a bit much.
Yeah, if it sprays out and it's rainbow, I'll give you that. But no, he and then the other thing he's all like, but I bought like Colossus and North Star in the Ultimate X-Men, and I'm all okay, that's fine. Yeah. I'm all, but why can't you buy this? I'm all, DC's rebooted twice.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the Ultimates were an alternate thing. I'm like, so is the fucking reboots that they just did.
Bobby Drake is gay.
Yeah. You have to buy that because they're pandering.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
And I was a little kind of iffy on it, too.
But when you read it, did you read it? Did you go back and read it?
I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
I thought it was like, yeah, dude, like, good on you. This is a good story. Like,
yeah, like when people... like,
especially, I love Iceman, and then to get this new, like...
Dimension of him
where you realize, like, cool, like, yeah, let's explore him. Like, you know what I mean? Because you don't get that much of Iceman, like, story-wise. Like, this is, like, cool. Like,
it was Bendis who did that, right?
Yeah.
So Bendis wrote some good shit.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was a great choice. It was iffy, but when I read it, I'm like, yeah, no, like, you're fine. This is a good choice.
It's so weird. I'm just like, and he's all like, well, that's just pandering, and I'm like, dude, his attitudes like that is what?
You should start calling him a homophobe.
No, because he's like, well, I'm cool with things, and I'm all like, okay,
obviously not.
I'm like, you're not, because you're making because whenever he's like, well, whenever someone markets it this way, and I'm like, that's marketing, it's not creatives.
Yeah. I get on that little stand on a few things when like I feel like Netflix has a tendency to just kind of like. I feel like rather than like let the story progress where like these are the characters and like okay cool that one happens to be like trans or whatever, fine. But I even get upset too when like the story's starting to dip down and then like oh FYI your main character is now a lesbian. I'm like oh that came out of fucking nowhere.
Where do they do that on?
More like old examples, Xena.
Yeah, but that was.
But they
that was like always hinted at throughout the show.
No, but they like towards like the like they were hinting at it in the later seasons, but it took them 2 or 3 seasons for it to be like okay now here we are. But like even then like you're like I know what you guys are doing because like you're getting like you feel like you're losing a lot of male like audience like, but like when they went to it like then like everybody came back to watch and it was like okay cool like you're just making this like. A gawking thing.
That's not a Netflix. You said a Netflix show. You didn't say.
What is it? Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Did they turn her lesbian?
No. One of the characters.
Yeah, I know. One of the characters was trans on the show. So,
but like it just right, but like it just felt like Netflix made an announcement like months ago, and then it's like, okay, cool, like whatever.
But that character, they hint at that character from the very beginning of that show. I watched the first season, and then she was. It's around the time where she says, "Oh no, hey, I'm trans now, guys. This is what I'm going to be referred to as."
You know what? Even like with like,
they did that.
I feel like the announcements of like trans, like I feel like they should be more.
Okay, you okay? Are you? Less,
I feel like it's like.
Are you less prone to accept it when they announce it before? Is that what it is?
Maybe, but like also because even in the Umbrella Academy,
I didn't watch Umbrella Academy.
So what's his face?
Elliot.
Because his character obviously starts off as a girl, and then like
when
she transitions, but like the transition was sudden in the show. It was just like he went to go get a haircut, and he got a boy cut, and then like it was very much like cool. Like they're dealing with like world-changing shit and stuff's going on and like universes or whatever, like the story's getting wild, and then they just look at him and be like, nice haircut, and then like that's it, and then he says, oh yeah, I'm going by this name now, and everybody's like, cool, and they just continue going on. But the fact that
do you not want them to acknowledge it at all?
No, I'm fine with that too. But then also you need
or do you want it to be like in the middle of battle? Do you want
no, not at all. But also you have to like one of those where it's like you want my naivety.
You got it right the first
time. Where like it's where it's like it's such a new topic for a lot of people.
But it's not. But here's the thing. Go ahead.
My thing though, it's like have a quick discussion about it. Like, okay, cool. Like, do I need to start calling you him or her?
Did that?
It was a very one line, moving on, and they're done. And then it's like, and then at that point,
and maybe that was an artistic choice on his part. Maybe he was just like, we don't need to bring that much. Yes, here's attention. You know what made me happy? You know what made me happy
is like if one of the brothers or sisters would have mispronounced his thing and be like, sorry, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Just that whole like. I can't judge. So just like because like
they didn't do that later.
Because the thing is like,
would it work in character for one of those characters?
It would because the thing is like you're in like life danger. People are dying events, and then you're telling me you're not going to just revert back to like, she's my sister, or you know what I mean, or something like that, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like that's where it's just like you got to give like a little reality to it. You know what I mean? Like great that she announced it the way that the transition that he did was cool because it was one of those where it's like, okay, cool, like he made a decision. That's the decision he made. Cool, fantastic. No one in the family gave a shit. They don't care, and they made it very obvious. Like they don't give a shit. That just makes you happy. Cool, but like also like one of those where it's like, no one's gonna slip up and say like mispronounce their gender. You know what I mean? That's where I'm like. That's where I'm just kind of iffy because like I've worked with trans people before, and it's like one of those where it's like I was never being rude. I was never being like whatever.
You told me that story though, but they were being like.
That was a different story.
Oh, okay.
But like another one where like no one knew she wasn't born as she.
No one knew she had transitioned.
Right, and the thing though,
did you figure it out or did they?
There was an incident where the paramedics showed up. I had to grab the wallet. I pulled it out.
And you saw an ID.
And then I saw the ID, and then I saw the fear in her eyes that I realized what was up.
Did you go like...
No, I was just one of those where I looked at her, and like I just didn't care, but I was just confused, and I just gave it to the paramedic. The paramedic's like... He looked, and that caused like everybody to like kind of like, what's going on? And they were like, okay, everybody back up. I never said anybody to any of my coworkers.
Well, no,
because I don't need to.
Have you guys addressed it since then or no?
No. This is where it was terrible because like after that happened, she never came back to work.
Oh.
And so it was one of those where it's like, I wasn't going to bring it up. There was no way I was going to bring it up.
No, there's no reason.
There's no reason to. But the thing that it's like, you know what I mean? Like I never referred to her as anything else because I always knew.
That's what you knew her as.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, cool. But like, if say...
Do you think she didn't come back because she was embarrassed?
I hope not. I really hope not.
No, I know.
But I believe that was maybe a cause of it.
But like, did you give any kind of vibe like I'm not accepting of this?
She was.
I mean,
she was
in the middle of shit.
Yeah. So like, it was,
clearly, if the paramedics are there, she's in the middle of something.
Yeah. But like, it was that I remember that one like, I remember literally just the fear of not what was going on with her, but you grabbing the wallet
and seeing
it. And then that's when like I'm like, you're going through this, which is you.
You didn't like. Did you try to acknowledge like?
No, there was no time. There was no time.
Like you couldn't have been like.
No. There was zero time. But it was one of those words like the fear, and I knew it wasn't for what was going on, but like what I saw. Yeah. It was just like, dude, like,
we're good.
That sucks.
Yeah.
But. Anyways.
Bye, everybody.
You were saying something earlier about the money. About him throwing the money at
him. Okay, yeah, so we didn't get to the very ending of the movie.
Yeah, we went a tangent.
We did go on a bit of a tangent. Yeah. Ending of the movie. What were your thoughts on like that last scene between Sal and Mookie?
I liked it. Because the thing is, like, Mookie, like, you could tell, like, that angst that he had was building throughout the entire movie. Where it was pitted between, like, his black community and the Italians.
That and having to deal with Rosie Perez getting all pissed off at him.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. So like, but that, I feel like that's not. I feel like that wasn't. Obviously, it was a cause for like tension for him, but like his thing was just like community, or like what's going on with the Italians that he worked for, his employers. I don't want to say Italians every time, but like his employer, where it was like. You're put it in the middle.
RW?
No, but like the fact that like he's pitted in the middle between the two of them, like, and he had that trash can and he just shattered their window, which started the fire, which started like the mini riot.
Yeah.
I was actually gonna be super bummed if they burned down that Korean liquor store.
Yeah.
But like it was one of those where like, and I like how he said too, like through his broken English, he knew what he meant when he says like he's black too, because like they're all going through that same struggle. They're all in the same neighborhood. Yeah. No one's better off than anyone else in that neighborhood. Like they're all the same. And so like, but I like that moment where like, I'm black. He goes, you're black, I'm black. And then it was that, and the guy's like, leave the Korean alone. And he goes, yeah, all right. And they just kind of dispersed. But like the fact that like he went up to him and asked for his money, and like you see a broken man, like, and he like that's a very emotional scene too. He's like, I built this. Like I laid every fucking tile, every outlet. It was mine. This is something I built, and you destroyed it. But then it was one of those where I like how it was also like, I'm not going to apologize to you. And then like, even he says like, this money doesn't even come close to you repairing that window that you broke, that started all this. But like, you broke and blah, blah.
And he's like, fuck you.
And he goes like, and he throws his fucking money at him. But he does it because he wants him to grovel for it and get down on his knees and pick it up.
Yeah.
But even then they have that standstill, like whatever. And then he takes that money back and he throws it back at him. And then even you see Sal kind of like wanting to pick up the money too. You know what I mean? Because you're both the fucking same people. You know what I mean? You both need the money, but like you're not, your bullshit pride's there. And like, who's the bigger man? The one that doesn't pick up the money or the one who does? Because like, fuck it. Like, he takes his money and goes on with his life. Because he even says, what are you going to do now? He goes, I'm going to get my money. I'm going to get that bread. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like one of those where it's like, but I like that he didn't apologize. Because I felt like that would have just
kind of
ruined the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The fact that like
neither of them did.
He's angry for what happened. He's angry at him for constantly pitting him against the neighborhood. All like throughout the entire movie. And then when his friend died, which was a causation of Sal's reaction to what happened, like, no, you're not going to apologize. What, to belittle the death of your friend? Like, no. Yeah. So I liked it. The quotes at the end were like, okay, cool. But then like it all goes back to the beginning of the movie too, where you get a Radio Raheem where he's like talking about that love hate.
Yeah.
And then how like you have that love and hate throughout the entire movie, and then like it ends it with the whole love hate between Malcolm X and like so it was like I liked it, and especially that photo too, where it's like the duality of love and hate embodied in a photo, where one's very much like an anger,
love,
and then the other one's hate, and like it's just like, but you see that photo and they're both smiling and laughing, and it's like because there's two routes to the same cause, and like whichever one you choose, there's consequences to them, but like there's also like they're both aiming for the same thing, you know what I mean? Which is I liked it.
I did too. Okay.
And then, let's see. I'm trying to think of stuff that I watched. I've mainly just been so busy with work. And then, but that's why I purposely... I got that Steve Martin book. I think we talked about it last time.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, but I haven't read it yet.
It's a short read. It's so good.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe
Speaking of him, did you hear that... If you watched any of the show, did you hear what he said?
I heard what he said.
I get it. I'm cool.
I get it. I mean, you got to just step away sometimes.
He didn't have a family that whole time, and now he's got a kid now.
Yeah.
He's had a kid in the last 5 years.
So I get it. Like, I mean.
Yeah. He's like before I didn't have a family, I've got a family now, and I can't be away for 3 months.
Yeah.
That's why that shows that in New York. He lives in New York now.
Yeah. Oh, does he?
Yeah. So I believe he does, but he's able to stay at home and do that. He goes, unless something really big comes up, he's like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I watched a movie called London Town.
Okay.
Kind of a punk rocky movie.
All right.
About this kid whose dad gets in an accident and he has to watch his sister.
Uh-huh.
And he meets this punk rock girl when he was going into town for his dad. His dad's owns a music shop.
Yeah.
And he meets this punk rock girl, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go see the Clash. You should come with me to go see the Clash."
Oh, that's cool.
And it's
a movie.
It's a movie. Jonathan Rhys Meyers plays Joe Strummer. And it's kind of a little reminiscent of This Is England, but not. I mean, they touch on this is more of a family drama rather than it being like that social context that This Is England has. Like it's that kind of gang and racial drama. They talk about one of the things they go to is they go to that fucking show in the park, or they start to go to it and shit happens.
Okay,
but it's good. It's on Canopy.
Okay,
called London Town.
Perfect. It just totally reminded me. I totally spaced. I wanted to watch that Sex Pistols.
Oh, that's a good one too. I enjoyed that. Then I watched a thing on there called Urgh, a music war, and it's all these bands from like the '80s, and it's just live performances of the Police.
Oh, that's cool.
And the fucking Klaus Nomi.
What's it called?
Urgh, a music war.
Okay.
URGH. I watched a show on Amazon called Outer Range.
Outer Range.
It is a cross between like Yellowstone and Twin Peaks.
I saw it.
You watched it?
I saw 2 or 3 episodes.
Dude.
It's true. That's the one where the girl goes and there's a hole, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I figured it out really fast, though.
Still haven't.
I figured it out really fast.
Uh-huh.
And it was very obvious, but it's only because when you study story, you know where shit's going to go.
Okay.
But I figured it out really fast. I figured it out by episode 3.
Okay.
I 100% was like, oh, okay, this is what this is. I knew it.
It was interesting, especially with that time jump that started, like, I think in episode 1 they had that time jump. Or is episode 2?
Where he goes in the hole at the end and then he's there. Yeah, well, when it made sense.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, I was like, oh, this is what it is. I watched the Kurt Cobain documentary called Montage of Heck.
Okay. Courtney Love's still a bitch in that.
You know what, dude? This is a weird one.
You're in love with her.
No, I'm not.
You love her.
No.
She's She's equivalent to what Paris Hilton is to me.
Shut the fuck up. No, here's what it was. So the first act of this movie, it's a documentary. So first act of the documentary is him as a kid.
Okay.
So it's him as a kid and how he was in trouble as a kid and he played in bands here and there, and then he starts Nirvana. So that's like your second act, if you will.
Right.
Your third act is with Courtney and up to his death.
Right.
But you see him. There's a lot of. When I saw this, I don't think it's a murder anymore. When you see, and maybe I'm not watching the right videos and things.
Of course, I stopped recording. So has Courtney Love gotten to you? Blink twice. Oh my god!
No, when you watch, because you see videos of them together, like being parents.
Okay.
And it's really, it's weird seeing him not just holding a kid. Like, you can take a picture with your kid and you're just holding a kid. You know what I mean? That's nothing. There's pictures of you holding your niece. How many pictures have you seen you holding your nieces and shit?
Yeah.
You're just holding a fucking kid. When you see him actually, the looks on his face and him, like, actually having to be a dad and do all the dad stuff and him being terrified as to not knowing what to do, it's really weird. Because on stage, he knows what... you only see him on stage.
Yeah.
And say what you will... He fucking commanded a fucking stage.
No, for sure. Like his presence was like it was quiet and meeky at points, but that's his presence.
That's his songs. That some of the songs were like that. But like he knew his way around a stage. He knew how to fucking put on a show. It's weird watching this guy who you've only seen on the stage have all this fucking like command and have all this fucking like just presence and confidence on stage. And you watch him as a dad, and he just doesn't know what the fuck to do.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
I mean, I think he was still using. You can tell he was still using it.
When I think both of them were.
Yeah, she comes off way more motherly than you think. I'm sure.
I figured that's what was the case with her too. Because I think you only see her presence when she's out, and then plus like she's a loudmouth.
You know that's the thing is she just needs to shut the fuck up.
So people fucking hate her because she's a loudmouth, and then constantly she just also interjects her fucking presence in everyone's life, like the Smashing Pumpkins, where she's like, "That song's about me," and like, I'm like, "Calm down, bitch. Every song can't be about you."
But yeah, I don't know. Give it a. It's on HBO Max.
Okay.
Give it a watch. It changed my perspective a little bit.
I got a new credit card, and like my HBO Max just dipped out. Yeah. I'm like, "Hey, what happened?" But I still haven't had time to like change it up.
So you need to watch The Sandman.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like I up until like you showed up, I had no idea it was out.
Yeah, it came out.
Actually, you know, it's funny that you brought that up because yesterday, I still have my Audible.
Did you start the second part of it?
Is there a second part? Because I looked for it, I couldn't find it.
There should be a second part.
I typed in Sandman, and then I only saw that first one. I'm like, okay, well that sucks.
No, there's a second part to it, unless something happened.
Because I figured like it had to be out because it was like a year ago that we talked about it.
Yeah, because Kevin Smith does Merv in the audio version of it.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Unless they call it something else, they probably have.
Yeah, Sandman Act 2, dude.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to find it. I'll do it later. Otherwise, I'll start listening to it in mid-record.
No, I don't blame me because that first one was fucking amazing.
It was phenomenal. I think they did such a beautiful job with like bringing it all together.
Dude, this show. Okay, I've said this before. I don't think I've said this to you before, but that first issue of Sandman is very wonky. It's
the comic.
The comic.
Okay, yeah.
So.
Because they were writing it issue by issue, and I feel like they didn't know what stride they wanted the story to go to.
I don't think even other people I've heard say like it doesn't pick up until The Sound of Her Wings.
Yeah.
And so
that's when they like nailed it.
That's when they start nailing the voice and everything. Exactly. Lisa's not into it, and I think it's because that first issue is weird.
Yeah.
And it's not weird in a bad way. It's just different, and you know what I mean. It's one of those things. It's not my favorite issue of a comic, but I appreciate it because it is different. Your main character says nothing.
Yeah.
For 2/3, 50% to 60% of the comic. Now they add a little bit at the beginning of the show, of him trying to chase after the Corinthian, like trying to bring the Corinthian back.
Yeah.
And then in the middle of that's how he gets sucked into the circle.
Yeah.
And then put into the thing. So that's how they explain that.
Okay.
But other than that, it is almost beat for beat like the comic.
I'm stoked. I'm actually I do want us to rush because I do want to.
Yeah, I want to go fucking start it.
Yeah. Because visually, how does he look? Is he like very gauntly?
He's gaunt. I was hoping he'd be a little paler, but he's not. He's light skinned, but he's got a little too much for me. Yeah. But I was hoping he'd be there's a part where he's almost dying and I'm like, oh, that's how he should look.
Okay, cool.
But he does fine. Because Lisa's like, why is he all emo and pouty? And I'm like, that's the fucking basis of the fucking comic. He's like, he's got a Fuchi face. I'm like, yeah, I know.
So it's the entire, it's a season, right?
So
it's not just a movie.
No, it's 10 episodes.
Okay.
And it's like literally like they said the first 10 issues of the comic.
Okay, perfect.
So it's the first 6 episodes or 5. Yeah, 6 episodes are from the beginning to the sound of her wings. Like beat for beat, almost the fucking thing. The only thing that's different is they couldn't get the sound
of her wings. Like that's the episode I want to see. That's
my favorite. I watched it twice. I was trying to get Lisa to watch because they do. I forgot if they do it in the comic book, but in that episode they do the first half of it is that whole death comic.
Yeah.
And then the other half of it is Hob.
Okay.
Did they do that is that how it is in the comic? I felt like Hob is a little more earlier in the comic itself. And it's Joanna Constantine throughout the whole thing rather than John Constantine because they didn't have rights to John Constantine. But it's cool. Fine. It works. Yeah. Same shit. She's the same fucking character. She's just Joanna Constantine.
Yeah.
People are making a big deal because they made Death black. But Death is she's perfect. That lady is perfect at playing Death.
Yeah. I think it's just because like that's what Morpheus is like that pale and
when he went in there to do it, he's all like, "What can we change something? If we can change race or if we can change race or sex, we're gonna do it because we can."
Yeah, no,
he's like fine with that. He's like, it's mine. I can do it.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck. And all these people online are giving him shit about it, and he's all like, well, go fuck yourself. This is mine.
Yeah.
He's like literally just like feeding the trolls and being like, no, you're wrong.
Because like, I've seen Neil Gaiman a number of times, like during readings and different stuff that he did, and he's very much like whatever makes the story better or more interesting, he's 100% all for it.
Yeah.
100% all for it.
Yeah.
He just loves the fact of just creating more, and inspiring more.
It is a near perfect
Dude,
adaptation. I'm not done with it yet. I've got. There's things that they had to take out, like the Sandman. Remember how they had the Sandman like superhero?
Oh yeah.
In this one, it's actually Jed. It's not the adult. I remember there was the adult in there.
Yeah.
It's actually Jed.
Okay.
In it, and then. And that's the other thing people.
Well, you have to make some like edits.
Yeah,
to fit a story.
It's not Brute and Glob.
Oh.
There's another. There's one that they combined them into one character. Yeah. There's a Brute and Glob equivalent, and they're combined into one.
The Greenfield is something I want to see.
He's in there. It's Stephen Fry.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, the casting's great. The guy who's Hedwig.
Okay.
Is the guy who owns the house in the Doll's House. Remember the guy?
Yeah.
And he's the drag queen too.
Yeah.
He's the dollhouse. He's the guy who owns the dollhouse.
That's dope.
What else is there? They made Rose Walker black. Not a big deal.
Whatever.
Not a big deal.
Yeah.
The Corinthian is really good.
How's his eyes look?
They don't even fucking. They put that on Front Street. Like you see that the eyes in like very close.
Dude,
because they have him pop up a little earlier, but he's kind of the bad guy. He's kind of your big bad of the season, if you will.
Okay.
So they had to have him sprinkle him through a bit.
Yeah.
Patton Oswalt is Matthew the Raven.
I like that.
Mark Hamill is Merv Pumpkinhead.
Okay.
Lucian is a girl now.
Okay.
They do Cain and Abel really well.
They couldn't get rid of them.
No, they do. It hits all the beats
you
needed to
It would be great to see the Shakespeare stuff.
They start it.
Fuck
in the Hob because they start that.
That's right. Yeah.
So they start doing the Shakespeare stuff already.
And the Mortal Man. He's not in it yet. Probably
Hob. That's Hob. Hob.
Okay.
That's when they start that.
Okay.
In the middle of Hob's story. Yeah, that Sound of Her Wings is a perfect adaptation. One of the most perfect adaptations of a floppy comic I've ever seen in my life.
I'm stoked. I'm way stoked. Yeah.
I like it a lot. It's good. Everybody's fine in it. I just wanted to get a second season really bad. It's still number one. It's been number one for like 2 weeks.
No shit. I can't believe I can't. I've been so busy with work.
This like a week. I should say like a week. It came out last weekend and it's been number one in like 52 countries.
Normally I see like, hey, or I didn't go to Comic-Con this year.
You didn't go to Comic-Con this year. The last thing I saw. Oh, do you have any more Sandman?
No.
The last thing I saw was Bullet Train.
Oh, not Bullet Train. I want to see the Quiet Train or the Quiet Cabin.
Quiet Cabin.
Or the Quiet Compartment. the train one with Brad Pitt?
Bullet Train.
Is that Bullet Train?
Yeah.
Isn't it called The Quiet something?
No, it's called Bullet Train. Oh, because there's a scene where they're in the quiet car.
Oh, that's probably what I'm thinking of. Yeah. How is it? Is it good?
It's fun. It's John Wick people.
To me, I feel like the story's going to be super simple, and it's just going to be random people, or
it's kind of Kill Billy. It's kind of.
I just want something quick, actiony, and I feel like that's exactly what I want to see.
It is. It's fun.
Okay.
It's a little long, but most movies are.
Okay. Really?
A couple hours, but it's fun.
I feel the pacing should have been like super quick.
No, it moves fast. It's just it gets a little long at the end.
Okay.
But there's some really cool cameos. People pop up in it, and you're like, oh fuck, fuck. Like there's some really good stuff in it. I am playing God of War.
Oh, the Viking one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So was I until my controller stopped.
Was that your controller? Your controller works great.
Controller does not work.
Your controller, it's your PlayStation.
It can't be.
It is.
It can't be.
Why?
Because I charged. The controller was still had power.
Okay.
And I used that to plug in on its own to charge it up, and it wouldn't charge.
I will bring another cord over, and you can try it again.
I'll buy a new one. If it doesn't work, I'll return it, and then...
Yeah, no, it's not your controller, it's your PlayStation.
It can't be.
You buy a used PlayStation, and I will never buy a used PlayStation.
Okay, first off, don't shame me like that,
Yeah,
sir.
I told you not to when I bought my fucking shit.
This is an authentic PlayStation Pro box.
That's a used box. I know, because I got a PlayStation 3 out of there, and my PlayStation 3 took a shit on me.
Yeah. So, I'm trying to get a 5. Eventually I'll get one.
I got so much to play on 4 still that I'm just like, I can wait.
Well, that's why I want to get the 5 with the backwards compatible thing, so that way I could just...
Well, a lot of the games I have... A lot of the games on 4 you can just upgrade and play on there. But I don't have any reason... There's nothing I want to play on there immediately.
The only game I really want to play... Because I bought that God of War game, and I was like way into it. But like, I just want to play Spider-Man again. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do. Because I got the expansion pack, and I realized, I never finished it.
The Miles Morales one?
I had the Miles one.
But you got the other one with Silver Sable in it.
Yeah, I never finished it, so I was like, okay.
You need to come over and play the Evil Dead game.
Oh, fuck yeah, I do.
Yeah, let me know.
All right.
My Sundays are... Most of my...
Sundays I play D&D.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I finally got a group of... our campaign is Rick and Morty D&D.
Oh, okay.
And I'm the Dungeon Master, which I wanted to play, but being that I'm the Dungeon Master...
Who's in your group?
I just fuck people up. Like,
Who's
non-stop. Just some buddies of mine from Costa Mesa.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, like there's a
solid...
bar
people.
Yeah, there's a solid 4 of us that are all about it. There's like 2 extra people that show up and don't show up. But like as the DM, I just basically say we left them behind in another dungeon, and then like when they come back in, he finds a shortcut.
Do you record it or anything, or no?
What's that?
Do you record like what you guys do or anything, or no?
No, dude. Like I love playing so much. Like I wanna like get it. Once I'm done with that campaign, I'm not sure whether I'll continue with them or not. But like I might try to just gather people around.
Well, we should do that. Like if you want to record it for a thing here, we can do that.
Yeah.
I still want to do the
House on Haunted.
Well, I still want to do that. I want to do that, and we can do that on Twitch.
The Betrayal would be a fun one because it's anywhere. The game tells you it could be anywhere between like 20 minutes to like an hour.
Yeah.
And it's the perfect little like.
Well, and we're supposed to play Bitchy Girl game. Remember?
Oh, that's right. I want to play Bitchy Girl game so bad.
Yeah, we can do the Bitchy Girl game and just have us. Like I said, I want to do that where we just play, and we switch off.
Yeah, that'd be dope. That'd be dope.
The other one I've been into is I've got it set up on my laptop where we can do Jackbox.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And we can get a Jack. I got it going on Twitch. So I was messing with Twitch the other day, and I got it going on Twitch to where I can stream from there. But we're still trying to figure out the delay because there's a little bit of a delay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So we're trying to figure out that.
I know when I did it for a little bit because I was streaming online when I was playing The Dark Knight. Mm-hmm. Not The Dark Knight. Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
I did it on my phone, and like through the app on the phone, and then had my mic connected.
How did you? So you set it up through your PlayStation?
I set it up so like you could see my game, but I muted everything. But I had it connected to my phone, and I was able to do it that way because that way I could hear it better and like I could
In theory, because in theory we could probably use this and just set it up to where who's ever playing the game is you just try to get everybody in the shot.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm down for that because that'd be fun.
Yeah, we can figure that out. We can do that for Bitchy Girl Game.
Yes.
We can do that for so there's Bitchy Girl Game, and then there's these games called Man of Medan, which there's like a series of them there's like an anthology of games and they're all kind of linked somehow. Okay. And then there's the Quarry. There's like 5 or 6 of these games where we just get people and we just switch around the controller. Like we time it every 5 to 10 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Just switch off or we have some way.
Hey, Forrest.
Hey, Jimmy.
So next week we're gonna watch a little movie called $1 Million Baby.
I've heard one thing about this movie that made me want to see this movie.
What's that one thing?
Jay Baruchel.
Next week.
Well, that's gonna do it for the episode this week. If you have any questions or comments, you can hit us up at our Instagram
at yhblankthat,
or you can email us at yhblankthat@gmail.com.
Bye.
Bye.